Greetings all. I just wanted to take a moment and pop back in with another video this week to give you all some updates that I see swirling around in our virtual office hours. So a couple of people have asked the question, are we supposed to turn in the LinkedIn training? So this is a course on training and development. And my goal as your professor is to provide you with as many examples of professional trainings that you can look at and you can take so that you can know throughout the process of you developing your online training for this class what a successful training program looks like. Secondly, I have shared those LinkedIn learning trainings because that is a free tool that the university provides for all students. So a couple of things. This week you were supposed to connect with me on LinkedIn and get your profile ready for you to apply for jobs. But also at the same time, you are able to use your LinkedIn account and use this class to take as many trainings as you possibly can. We are in the middle of two different pandemics, and we know that once the job market numbers come out that they're going to be not so favorable. And so you have to think about what is the best way for you to stand out as a candidate. And as the program coordinator for communication studies, I am constantly thinking about how can I ensure that all COMM graduates have a job once they leave our university. And so one way in doing that is just to make sure that you all are able to articulate and talk about as many experiences that you've had at UHD as possible. So to answer that question, unless I specifically say you're supposed to turn in a certificate from a particular training, then you just have an opportunity to look at, view, and take those trainings for the week. So for instance, last week you needed to complete and turn in the certificate for the unconscious bias training, right? This week or on once you watch the video today, Friday, you will need to take the training from a former classmates that have actually completed this class. So consider that. Another thing, there have been several questions swirling back and forth on the virtual online office about where's classwork related. I created a video that takes you step by step through the class where I walk you all through what's expected of you on Blackboard, where all your materials are located. And so as of Thursday at 7:30, only one person has watched the video. And so it makes sense that several of you all are confused because you haven't looked at the video that's posted in the weekly announcement. So keep in mind that every single day I'll post an announcement with class notes, class information, a video, things that you should make sure that you're aware of in our announcement section. And so it's up to you in our online learning environment to view that section every single day. My goal as your instructor is to lead you to a successful experience in this class. And so the best way that we can communicate with one another virtually is through our Blackboard tool and through our email. So use the virtual office hour link, but also check that announcement link. That's where all of the information that you'll look at. If you haven't looked at the video, and I know over half the class hasn't because only one student looked at the video that was posted on Tuesday that I can see who was able to look at and view from YouTube, you're going to be probably a little bit lost. And so just make sure that you're working with me so that we can have a very successful experience in this class. I wanted to also hop in and create a video just to make sure that everyone has had an opportunity to meet with, talk, and discuss with your classmates. In a moment, I'm going to go through and grade your discussion board posts that you've had for the week. As I explained in our class video that I posted on Tuesday, these class discussion boards for this week is just a time for you all to get to know your classmates, get to know one another, and this is a part of the individual grade that you will have in this class. And so consider you have complete control over your individual grade in this class, and then you have control over the way that your group grade will function. But please use these discussion boards as an opportunity to flesh through some of this material. We all are in positions where we're constantly engaged in training, and so the material and information that you use in this class, you will definitely look at and develop outside of our class. So just as a highlight from this week, we started the week out looking at chapter 4, developing objectives and designing a curriculum. And so when we think about the importance of training and understanding what's important, and remember, these are conversations that you should be having with your group members as you're working on that organizational outline that's due on Monday. What's important, right? So let's think about what's happening in the world today. We have the COVID-19 pandemic and we have the racial upheaval pandemic. This would be an ample opportunity to create a training based on those two issues or incidents within an organization that you create. There's so many articles, there's so many tools and resources out now to help you be successful with creating and crafting and designing a curriculum based around, let's say, understanding how to safeguard yourself from COVID-19. Or you can create a training on how to be an anti-racist colleague in the workplace. And so think about how you can create a training that's not only educational for you as the trainee that's developing and designing the curriculum, but also the person that's taking this training that you're having. In our class, we're only divided into two separate groups. And so just think about this as a way that you've been interacting in your discussion board with everybody that's enrolled in the class. And so you have this opportunity to create a training for your colleagues that may be of interest to them. I'm looking at the roster, and several of you all I've taught before. Some of you I've seen in this class before. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity to be fully engaged the first go round. And so I challenge you to use this second go round in this class as an opportunity to enjoy the experience and to get it right, to get it right and get it tight. I feel like that's just a saying that people say. After we looked at developing and designing a curriculum, we moved quickly to becoming a training professional. And so that was the premise behind the LinkedIn assignment. For those of you that connect with me on LinkedIn, you'll see that I am very active on that platform. I typically make it a goal to post on LinkedIn at least 3 times a week to engage with other influencers in my industry as well as industries that I'm interested in. And so for those that are not using LinkedIn right now, that are not using the LinkedIn trainings before they were assigned in our class, I challenge you to use this opportunity to look at those LinkedIn videos, look at your LinkedIn profile, connect with people. This is the best way to get jobs. I can think of at least 6 people off the top of my head that were recruited to get jobs solely based off of their LinkedIn profile. And if you think about once you've crafted your LinkedIn profile and you've got it just the way that you want, consider upgrading to the premium LinkedIn account, and it's free for the first 30 days if you decide to upgrade it, and then you'll have to pay for it after. But that's just a consideration for you all. And then the latter half of the class was chapter 5, developing training content. And so what you'll see in our Blackboard class, I have all of your material marked off day by day by day, right? So you can open up the Blackboard page on Monday and you'll see everything for the entire week. And so you can work all of it on Monday, or you can pace yourself and go day by day. It's not a situation where you only are able to look at the material one day out of the week. You have the entire week to look at the module. And so with that, I've posted several trainings for you all to look at to help you develop content. So think back to maybe 4 minutes ago where I was just talking about possibly creating trainings around the information and the pandemics that we're currently experiencing. You can also think about developing training content on a topic that interests you. So let's say that you are in the restaurant industry and you notice that customer service isn't always the best, and you want to create a training around better customer service in the restaurant industry. Or let's say you work in hospitality and you feel as if that there's a lot of conflict in the workplace in hospitality. Use this time to just totally enjoy and throw away all your inhibitions with creating the material. And so chapter 5 is actually one of my favorite chapters when we look at developing training content and thinking about all the possibilities that you have with this class. So I will just briefly remind you once again that your organizational checklist is due online Monday at 11:30 p.m. This is a group assignment, and so only one member out of your group should submit this assignment. My second reminder is if you have a question, please send me an email. I can't help you unless you help me to help you. I'm not a mind reader, and so I'll go in and I typically check the virtual class, virtual office hours at least once a day. And so if I see something that's being addressed or not being addressed, I'll respond. But if you realize that, hey, it's been, a day and Dr. Murray hasn't had an opportunity to respond, send me an email because I want you all to be extremely successful in this class. I am available during my typical virtual office hours, which are on Tuesdays. But I'll tell you this, my schedule is pretty much the same most days. I get up, have a great workout, water my rose bushes, I sip my coffee, and then I sit down to respond to emails, engage in what's happening in the world right now with COVID-19 and with the racial unjust upheaval in the country. I have been extremely busy with media requests throughout the day, with navigating our safe to return campus statements that the university is putting out, also with talking with various organizations and boards that I serve on. And so I'm pretty much locked and loaded most days in an email, or I'm sure if you guys are like me, I'm in Zoom meetings most of the day. The summer is not a time, unfortunately, for me for rest. And so if Tuesdays during the office hours doesn't work, I am more than happy to schedule a time to meet with you via your office hours. I would also like to say that in the coming days, you will see me put in a request for the best time to meet with your group. So since we are in this virtual atmosphere because of COVID-19 and we're having this class virtually, I want to meet with your group members and just to see what you all are thinking about your projects and moving forward, and what questions do you have. And so I really hope that you all are taking the time to read the announcements, watch the videos that I post, look at the trainings, be aware of the schedule and information. If you're confused, please let me know. I can't read your mind. Anyways, you guys have an absolutely awesome Friday, and I look forward to any emails, questions, or concerns that you all may have in regards to your success in this class. Be well.